Don't you dare end it. Oh, just when it was getting good. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we're here with another reaction to A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. We're now on to episode 4, which is called 7. 4, 7, 6. I'm sorry, I won't do it. I'm so sorry. Last episode, we got the identity reveal, I guess the very verbal, very direct identity reveal of who Egg actually is. The whole episode was kind of about Egg and Dunk bonding, you know, seeing how close they're growing, how they both kind of need each other. They're both kind of lonely in their own ways. And yeah, just how that bond is beautifully but surely growing between the two of them. But with this situation with the Targaryens being there, we got a front row seat to the cruelty and the just darkness that lives in Aerion. And we discovered that Aerion is in fact Egg's older brother. So it explains so much about why he was fantasizing last episode about never having to go back to his life and living a simple life in the countryside, because if the alternative is living with that psychopath, I get it. But anyways, because of some events that were again kicked off by Aerion, Dunk ended up being violent, which is something we don't see very often. We haven't seen at all actually of him outside of his sparring flashbacks, and that got him in trouble because you don't do that to a royal. And Egg, my guy, had to give up his identity so that he could save him from being very painfully hurt. So I guess this episode we're gonna see a little bit of the fallout of this reveal and what this means now for Egg, because he definitely was not ready to go back yet. So I'm ready to jump into the episode. Just before I do though, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, and a reminder that you can catch an uncut version of this reaction on my Patreon. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. Oh, it's the stars. No, it's camp. No, it's rocks. It's cave. Oh, yeah, Dunk's gonna definitely be in jail for that. I mean, it would have been death otherwise. Painful, slow-like. Oh, did you find a careful, rabies! I love how they always show Dunk connecting with animals. Look at you, little princeling.
My uncle says I must beg your forgiveness for deceiving you.
Your uncle?
Prince Baelor.
He was the guy that was nice to you. Nicer.
I've not heard of a Prince Egg.
Short for Aegon.
There we go.
After the Conqueror?
There's like
How many
50 of
Aegons have
them.
been king?
Exactly.
Make a fool of the stupid Hedge Knight.
Oh, it's not all about you. Respectfully, Dunk.
Was it Darren that told me you were a stable boy?
You kind of assumed.
What?
You assumed. He just didn't correct
I
you.
was doing anything wrong.
Of course you did.
Don't be mad at him. Stop it immediately.
I was just so disappointed when I couldn't go to the
We
town.
can't have the little prince being disappointed now, can we?
Dunk.
Just wanted to be somebody's squire, sir.
You'd have served a donkey were it squireless.
No, he chose you.
Sorry, sir. Truly am.
Forgive him immediately. Immediately.
Already kicked one prince in the mouth. Don't mean to keep another one waiting.
I get Dunk's upset. It's valid, but he's a child.
Pour Sir Duncan a cup, Aegon. Try not to spill it on him.
Shut up. He's got a steady hand.
Boy won't spill, your grace.
Exactly. Take up for him.
He's a good boy. Good squire.
Look at his face, huh?
Aegon should have come to me when he saw what his brother was doing to those puppeteers.
There was no time, Uncle.
Instead, he ran to you, Sir Duncan.
Says something. Yeah, that was
I
a
wish
childish.
Sir Duncan had killed him.
Oh,
Aerion
he's
is your
honest.
brother.
So?
How good a knight are you?
Kind of knew it.
How skilled at arms?
Mid.
He found his son, Daeron, drunk in an inn, a day's ride to the south. He told my brother that a huge robber knight made off with Aegon. I fear you have been cast as this robber knight, sir.
He's looking.
Prince Darren did not pursue his brother's captor.
Seemingly not.
Glad you know he's a liar.
What of the girl?
By the time Aerion is done twisting your tail, it will be high treason.
Treason. By puppetry.
Right?
Aerion calls it a veiled attack on House Targaryen.
Does Aerion look like he's any form of sensible?
No matter the cause, it is never wise to strike a king's grandson.
Would you not have done the same?
I might have. But I'm a prince of the realm.
Realm, yeah.
Don't all knights make the same oath?
Clock him!
To protect the innocent.
Are you, in fact, a hypocrite, sir?
Arion would like your head for what you did to him.
Yeah, well, Arion can suck his own dick.
And with Daron's accusation that you kidnapped Egg, the court is unlikely to rule in your favor.
So,
Found guilty.
going to rig everything like you always do. Noted.
Agreed he should lose the offending hand. And you kicked him too, did you not?
No! He slipped into my foot.
You have another choice.
Which is,
And so I ask you again, Sir Duncan the Tall,
how good of a knight are
how
you?
good a knight are you?
Kingsguard? Of course, that's your father.
Trial by combat. That is my
That's
right.
An option. Okay.
Cannot refuse.
Any knight accused of a crime has the right to demand as such.
Look at
Unless
the
you
law.
withdraw your claim.
Oh,
That is my right, I do believe.
What the fuck is a trial of 7?
you don't even know? Open the schools.
It is another form of trial by combat.
Didn't expect that, did you, Billy?
The Andals believed that if 7 champions fought, the gods being thus honored would be more like to intervene.
Are you cowering behind some 6,000?
Thank you. Call him out to say he's actually a coward.
To face this hedge knight alone.
Exactly.
Why not slay the rogue yourself?
So I want to see 7 people die and suffer. That's my thing. The greatest crime that humanity has ever made, sir, is that you produced that child. Can we cut off his father's balls so he doesn't keep doing this?
Must be 7 against 7.
You must find 6 other knights to fight beside you.
Like by tomorrow?
No one else. If a cause is just.
Actually, people hate you, so that might not be that bad. I think this might work. People hate Arion. People actually hate him. Okay, we might have something to work with here.
Seek your champions, Sir Duncan.
Yeah, apparently he's got to. This time of night, wake people up from their drinking and whoring and being like, hey, do you want to die tomorrow? I know we don't know each other, but I'm kind of for it. But they'll find you. You're too big to hide.
Thank you for watching. Are you hungry? No, not really. Come on.
For once, you know it's dire when my guy is not hungry.
Duncan, that means battle axes and morning stars and lances of war.
Oh my!
I'm for you.
Thank you, sir.
The dickhead?
It pains me to admit it, but Stefan's a fine soul.
Why would that pain you?
I don't doubt that.
I think you know why.
Us Fossaways, we were here long before these others come to our shores.
Period.
And our warrant will be here long after they are gone.
He said, we're not down with the colonialism.
I'm sure we can find 5 more good men who
We
wish things to
can.
make them immortal.
They hate that kid.
Lucky for you, I have some friends.
Yay! How's that possible?
Can't die under my watch, sir.
Not this asshole touching my heart a little bit. Is the world gone mad? Listen, I said, I thought about, like, Arion's an asshole. If he hadn't done what he did at the tourney the night before, people probably wouldn't. But between that and Tanzu, they're like, we actually are down to kill a little princeling.
You may be wise to run.
No.
Want to kill me if I run?
Yes.
Want to kill you anyway.
Yes.
Maybe the gods figure this is what I deserve.
No,
what
you're
you're
doing the
supposed
right
to do.
thing. And if you die, you're going to die a martyr, which is going to be a bigger problem for the Targaryens.
Sir,
Egg, you weren't running away.
I'm your squire, sir. You'll need someone to arm you.
Her. He's like, I've never listened to my daddy. I'm not going to start now.
You!
Darren?
No, don't go!
Careful, careful, careful.
Listen, you pour me a cup of wine.
Fuck you, man. You lied
You
about
put your hands on another prince. Take your hands off.
Please, don't hurt
Right?
him.
Like we're already in trouble.
I'll do my best to look gallant in the first charge, but after that, perhaps you could strike me a nice blow to the side of the helm. Make it ring. Not too loud.
He's like, I'm a drunk.
I can bring people, sir. Knights, I can.
I believe you.
I'll be fighting against your family.
He don't
My
like
father will
them.
be well guarded, and you won't kill Darren. He told you he'd fall down.
And Arion, you'd see him dead.
Happily.
When I was little, Arion used to come into my bedchamber at night, put his knife in between my legs. He had 2 mere brothers, he'd say. Maybe one night he'd make me his sister, then he could marry me.
How's that funny? Are you sick? It wasn't funny.
And he threw my cat in the well too. He says he didn't. She did.
All right.
He's like, the grievances are long. We have all night. Listen, Dunk, being in that family is a lot harder than you may think. Yeah, they got wealth and they got power, but it is misery in there.
I dreamed of you.
He did say that at the tavern.
My dreams are not like yours.
You got prophetic ones like,
Mine come true.
who is the girl from House of the Dragon, the daughter?
But I have seen you, sir. And a fire. A great beast. With wings so large they could cover this meadow.
Did I kill it?
Tis a mystery.
That I could not say. I don't care to die today.
Okay, that's a start. We can work with that.
Either.
That's a great start.
It may be that I've killed you with my lie. And if so, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm doomed to some kind of hell. I know.
I think you're already living in it, sir. Do you see what I say about how Duncan inspires people to just like that? He's a prince. You don't have to apologize to him. But his sincerity, it makes people feel compelled to be better. Is she in hiding now because of Arian? Probably. You heard he was going to try to go for treason. You about to do some Shakespeare for us, buddy?
If I come for your shield, she left it with me.
You'll meet again. I feel it in my heart. It's so pretty.
I've made you a new one. It's twice as thick. I put some straps on the back.
Unbidden, he did that.
It will be heavier now.
Unbidden. That's okay. He can handle it.
Stronger too.
He can handle it.
The shield is all painted up like death. The elm's alive, man.
Purr.
See how green the leaves are? That's summer leaves for certain.
Yeah. No winter coming.
How much do you want for a little
I don't think he
Ravenloft?
wants anything.
From you, a copper.
He's like, I can't let the reputation going out that I'm getting soft and giving people freebies. So just give me a copper. Bear in mind, Dunk has met that man twice. Ooh, I love that shot. Ooh, with the shield and the light. Ooh. Okay, like the threads. Look like a proper knight, sir.
I am in your debt.
The debt is Arian's,
Period.
and we mean to collect it.
Yeah, he didn't forget what he did.
But when the crown goes against the gods, Sir Robin goes against the crown.
Is that one eye?
I always knew you meant trouble.
The fuck is this Stevron?
Oh.
Your boy found me.
Egg said he was gonna find people.
I wasn't about to miss a chance to bloody up the King's Guard in their pretty white gowns.
Lionel may be a reveling drunk, but he's useful and seemingly loyal. Boo, hiss, tomato, tomato.
My helm, if you please.
Ooh, shiny.
I'm afraid you'll need two more.
Oh, you switch sides, you little bitch. I should have known better than to be touched by you.
Well, our prince would not have made me a lord elsewise, but for it thwarted Sir Duncan.
That's okay, bro.
Traded your honor for a lordship.
Yes.
Game yourself.
I hate it. He was touching for half a second, but should have known deep down he's a dick. Anyone who bullies people can't be trusted.
I will take my cousin's place.
Oh! Are you allowed to? I guess you can as a knight.
Go on, Sir Duncan.
Do you know the
Any knight
oaths?
can make a knight.
You're a king, though, aren't you, Baratheon? Egg, can you come and give the words? I don't think my man knows the words.
I shall give Squire Raymond his knighthood.
Whew! That was close. You see how the gods actually like you, Dunk? Because you didn't know the words. We know he didn't know the words. He was going to start doing some ad-libbing, some rapping.
I charge you to be brave.
Oh, he's dead determined. He hates his... He's probably going to be the one to kill his cousin, actually.
I charge you to be just.
I love that they're doing the vows of the night as we're looking at Dunk's face.
To protect the young and innocent.
I like this face, Dunk. This is the energy I need from you right now. Put the gentle giant away for now. This is for Tanzel. Arlen. That is exactly what he would do. I don't know how you got into this, bro.
If you cannot find another knight to join you, sir, then you must be declared guilty of your crimes.
My lord, I beg a moment, please.
You have it.
Thank you. See, even the Lord likes him more than you, Arian. You just need to give a speech, my guy. Be like, who wants to get revenge on this punk that just tramples all over you?
And he taught me how to be a knight.
Which means protecting the innocent.
A knight defends the innocent.
Period.
That's all I did.
And you all know it.
But I have followed his example. As your sons will follow yours.
Oh, he said I'm putting it back on you. Egg's like, I chose the right knight.
Who will stand and fight with me?
For justice and innocence. I don't know who you are, sir, but you're a winner. Oh, is that the only reason you got up? Damn. I take it back. All right, well, you tried.
Has courage deserted the noble houses of Westeros? I will not believe it is so.
He called you all bitches.
And there no true knight among you.
No. It's like we all bought these positions or inherited it. What do you mean? New phone, who dis?
I will take the Duncan side.
I knew it! He's like, I see myself, and he's like, I always like my uncle better. Yeah, y'all little bitches.
Have you taken leave of your senses?
Have you taken leave of your senses?
My son.
Yeah, and he should have killed him. Exactly.
As every true knight must.
I actually know what that means. Maybe you can kill father and son. Can we do that? Don't you dare end it. Oh, just when it was getting good. Fair, fair, fair. It's fair. It's fair. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that was episode 4, and that was great. As usual, fantastic. Loved it. The aftermath of the truth coming out in the sense of Dunk figuring out what's going on and unfortunately being put in a very dire situation for doing the right thing. But we all know from Game of Thrones that doing the right thing is often not rewarded, particularly when the Targaryens are involved. They've always been, or just royals for that matter, they've always been so twisted and so blinded by their own arrogance and greed that they don't give a damn about any of that. They want to feel like they're gods. And of course, we know the Targaryens were treated as such until the usurper, the Kingslayer, finally put an end to that madness. But anyways, in this episode, we see that the only reason Dunk probably was not taken out immediately was because of Egg standing up for him. And we see that Egg, oh my gosh, that scene with him and Dunk where he basically is like, yeah, sorry, kind of lied to you about who I was, didn't really mean to. As I said during that scene, you know, I was of course upset because I hate seeing little babies when they have little tears in their eyes. Like, hey, I'm listen, I fold, okay? I fold pretty easy. But I get where Dunk was coming from. His anger was justified because this situation probably would not have been nearly as crazy if it hadn't been for Egg being involved. But, you know, it really was the trust, right? Like, he felt like him and Egg were building this bond, this very genuine bond, which they were and they are. But, you know, it never feels good to feel like someone has lied to you. And I think for Dunk, it's not even just the lies, but, you know, feeling like Egg didn't trust him enough with the truth, right? And, you know, they haven't known each other long, so that's why it's really not that big of an offense, but I get it, right? Dunk is more of a person that I feel like he has such a genuinely calm and gentle nature that, as I said, I think it's more of like he felt like, why didn't you trust me to tell the truth, Egg, instead of lying to me? But anyways, you know, Egg is obviously, he feels horrible. He didn't want to lie. And like you said, this whole thing just kind of became a serendipitous adventure, right? He didn't really mean to become his squire and to come to the tourney. It was just something that he wanted to do because, like he said, my brother's a drunk, my dad's an asshat, my other brother's a psychopath. Like, I just wanted to just escape a little bit and had just not feel the weight of how much my family sucks for at least a day or two. And so anyways, in the cell, you know, we see, and I mean everything, again, can we just give kudos to the way that actor, the way he just kind of was all smalled up in the corner. Like, this is a prince, guys. This is a prince of the realm, one of the most powerful children in the realm. And he's in this jail cell, curled up into a little ball, shrinking himself with tears in his eyes, just devastated that he's hurt this friend that he's made. But also it shows you how much fear he lives with. The fact that he even knows to make himself small like that breaks my heart. It means he's used to hiding from danger. He's used to trying to protect himself by shrinking out of the way. And I think obviously Dunk noticed it because when he saw that Egg was crying, he basically was like, he's like, please dry your eyes. Like, don't cry over this. Like, I'm upset, but I don't hate you, kid, right? And so if we go from that to when he sees Baelor, and again, I always knew that Baelor was gonna be our good guy here because he sees himself in Dunk, or at least the person he wants to be in Dunk, right? He's the one that was motivated out of that group of nobles by Dunk's sincerity. And I think the fact that Egg was so, like, I love that when they were having that meeting, he said, you know, when Egg saw that his brother was doing too much, he should have come to me, right? I'm the next in line. I've got the most authority here. But he didn't think to come to me. He went went to you. And that says something. Like, that's what impressed him, right? Dunk didn't really hear it in that moment, but it was really what he was getting at, is that there must be something about you if this kid, who's clearly a very sensible child, didn't think to come to me but went to you. That's how much he believes in you and knew that you were going to do the right thing, right? Because I remember from the last episode, I was thinking, like, why would he go to Dunk when he could have just pulled rank? And I thought at first it was like maybe not to expose himself, but now I'm thinking it's because, again, he knew that Dunk was the kind of man that would do the right thing and not think about the, oh no, right? Because everyone else would have thought of the ramifications and thought, it's Prince Arian, we can't touch him. This sucks. We know what he's doing is wrong, but to save our own hides, we got to sit back. He knew that Dunk wasn't going to think about any of that. In the moment, it was protecting the innocent, and it was protecting, in particular, someone that he cared for. So anyway, clearly Baelor was very impressed by that, as he should have been. And he effectively is like, well, this is the situation. Like, you've been lied on, right? Darren said that what happened, because he was supposed to keep Egg at the inn and he lost him. And so he needed to come up with an excuse for losing the princeling. So he blamed it all on Dunk. And now we know it's most likely because of the dream he had. But either way, he basically let Dunk know that his situation is bad. He's like, this is pretty bad. And sorry, before we get to that part, also, I mentioned the fact that Egg was kind of hiding in the cell and feeling some type of way. But then when we hear Baelor saying that, oh, Egg's kind of like, oh, that kid, when he chastises him and says, pour Dunk a drink and don't spill it. And Dunk immediately is like, he's not going to spill it. He's a good boy. He's a good squire. He's a good kid. Like, immediately comes to his defense, right? And we saw that last episode with him putting his arm around around Egg and trying to keep him safe. So again, I think that made a huge impression on Baelor. And of course, just the look on Egg's face, like, okay, he doesn't hate me, you know? The relief of, oh, thank God he doesn't hate me for everything that's happened. Because, you know, obviously Egg is he very much understands how dire of a situation Dunk is in because of him. So anyway, after that conversation, Dunk realizes I'm kind of screwed. And basically Baelor's like, look, if it was up to me, I would probably just give you a slap on the wrist for this. But you hit a prince. You punched him, you slapped him, and then you kicked him. Like, he's like, just straight up rules alone would demand that your hand be cut off. For any hand that strikes a royal should be removed. He's like, and you kicked him. So I'd have to remove a hand and a leg on the best of days. But he's like, you know, Arian, he's an asshat and he wants your head because he feels like you've offended the royal family, especially because of Darren's false claim as well, right? So he's like, that's the situation. And he's like, there's only so much I can do because there's just too many witnesses. Like, you did this. I can't just let you off the hook. I can't do that. And again, Baelor's hands are also tied outside of, because, you know, he is a royal and there's an overall hierarchy that has to be recognized as a royal. He can't just let Dunk off the hook because, of course, that would mean the door would be open for other people to make attempts on the royal family, right? So anyway, we see that in the end, he gives Dunk help, right? If he didn't care, he could have just been like, you're screwed, be prepared to die, but he gives Dunk an out, which is the trial by combat. And we all know from Game of Thrones what that's all about. And so Dunk, of course, is not like, he's like, I really don't want to fight nobody, but okay. So he does it. And unfortunately, Arian is not just an asshole. He's actually on the cunning side. Not surprising though, because psychopaths typically are. And he says, no, I want a trial of 7 instead, right? Because he knows that Dunk is new. He knows nobody knows him. And in his mind, he thought no one was going to stand up beside him because he's like, who's going to stand up for you? Everyone's scared of getting in trouble. No one's going to risk their house to fight alongside him. That was his thinking in doing it. And we see that his own father's like, why are you turning this into a bigger deal? He's like, you don't have to do that. Just go up against him. You're a royally trained combat master. You should be able to fight this guy. Although I'm going to be 100 with you. That's probably smarter on Arian's part because I think he's still feeling that kick to the chest. He was like, actually, that guy's kind of strong and he's huge. Maybe I don't want to fight him. But anyway, we see that in the end, he's like, I have the right to do it. And Baelor's like, I hate it. The kid's annoying, but he's right. He does have the right to invoke the 7. He's like, we don't do it anymore, but we haven't said you can't do it. So that's kind of put, again, a new trial in Dunk's way because he said, like, he's got no one. Sir Arlen was all he had for the longest time. So, of course, the night before he has to do this tournament, and it's just crazy that they want him to do all this in like 24 hours, but he goes and he meets up with the armorer. Actually, no, he goes looking to the tent, the puppeteer's tent, because he wants to pick up his shield. But obviously, more than that, he wants to see if Tanzel's okay. And we see that the armorer shows up and is like, yeah, she's not here. I got your shield. She left it with me to give to you. And so he finds out that Tanzel is headed to Dorne, and that makes sense. Like, you know, she stuck around, she was going to be killed. So it made sense for her to get lost as soon as possible. And Dorne, as we all know from the Game of Thrones history, even though it's part of the 7 realms, they were kind of like, you know what I mean? Like the Targaryens really didn't mess with them as heavy, and the kingdoms didn't really mess with them as heavy. So it was a safer place for her to be be in probably a place where she could disappear a lot easier than in other parts of the realm. But anyway, we see that him and the armorer have a really great conversation, and Dunk kind of lets his vulnerability show for the first time, right, when he sees the shield, which is beautiful, by the way. And he just kind of, it's all hitting him how much has happened in a very short amount of time. And the armorer just kind of is like, look, like, I love that he put his hand on his shoulder and kind of gave him that reassuring squeeze of just like, you did the right thing, right? Like what you did, protecting Tanzelle, doing what you're supposed to do. Like, please know that no matter what happens, we all know that you're not in the wrong here. This is just the reality of a rigged system for the royalty and the nobles in this world. That's all this is, but we all know the truth, and that's what you got to go into this fight thinking. And he also lets him know that he went and, basically fixed the iron and made it reinforced and added straps. And bottom line is he leveled up the shield. And of course, Dunk's like, well, why, first of all, like, why would you do that? But he's like, how much is it going to cost me? And homie's like, for you, a copper, right? Obviously a massive, insane discount. And I feel like the only reason he didn't give it to him for free was A, for his pride, and B, because, word can't get out that the armor is giving away free stuff. But again, I just keep bringing up that Dunk's intrinsic gentleness, his kindness, his honesty, and now in this case, his honor, it inspires people around him because he's genuine, right? It's not a front. It's not an act that he's doing that so many of them with the knight title do. He's really speaking from the heart. And that's why the people who are on the same wavelength and those even who aren't, they can't help but look up to this guy and like feel compelled to help him, right? So that armor, we already saw that before a couple episodes ago, that the armorer was already ready to help Dunk, but I love that he's continuing to do so. He's like, I can't really fight for you, but I can at least do this much. He's like, it's still an old shield, but it's stronger, right? So love that little moment. And then of course we go into the day of the tourney, and poor Dunk finds out that the redheaded knight turned out to be a lying asshat. Ooh, shocker there. I mean, I shouldn't say lying in the sense of, I do believe that he was telling the truth when he told Dunk that he knows that he was acting out of honor. I think he respected that Dunk did that despite the consequences. But in the end, he's a selfish asshole. So of course, instead of going out and looking for help, he went straight to Arian and was like, I'm willing to fight for this guy unless you give me a better offer, right? So that part was sad because like, I was like, for a second, I was like, oh my God, am I being moved by this dickhead? Like, how is that possible? That's crazy. I would have almost given him his -2s, but thank God I held back because I was like, something still doesn't feel right though. Seems like a real flip of the coin considering we've seen him bully his squire and probably a lot of other people just a few episodes back. And so yeah, the real him came out, and that was like, that feels more like, that feels more realistic to what we've seen. So anyways, at least we see that his squire basically told him to screw off. He's like, I'm not going to be that anymore, and was very quick and ready and able to take the place of his cousin. But outside of that, we should talk about the rest of the party. We see that Egg shows up in the tent and with his father, and hilariously, my guy Dunk almost loses it and tries to take another prince out. And I just love him, like, bro, this is what got you here in trouble in the first place. What are you doing? But I love that Dunk was like, yo, they can't kill me twice. So if I'm gonna die, let me get my lick back. Let me get this in. So I respect that. But anyways, thankfully Egg's like, yo, like he's here for a reason. He's actually here because he wants to help. Like, he realizes he's wrong. And we hear him say that, like, he's like, I'm gonna command my Kingsguard. That's 3 men. That's better. Like, that's already half there for what you need. So don't worry, that's the least I can do because I did lie. And then later on, he has like a one-on-one conversation with Dunk, and he's like, I realized that my lie caused this to be a bigger issue than it needed to be, but still, he's like, this is the least I can do and I'm sorry, right? Which I think is huge because he's a royal. He does not have to apologize to a peasant, but that shows that, Egg does have some decent stock that came through. And then we see him also talk about the dream. He said that, we saw back in episode 1, he said that he dreamt about Dunk, and he said, listen, my dreams are different than other people's. I did dream about you, and I dreamt about you and a dragon, and that the dragon was slain and that you were not. And so I said that it reminds me of, I can't think of her name right now, but there was the Targaryen child. Remember, there's the one from House of the Dragon who has prophetic dreams, right? She would have dreams and they were out of sequence and stuff. So I feel like it's the same thing, right? That this guy is saying that he has prophetic dreams. That's probably one of the reasons he drinks so much, if we're being real, because none of the people who have that ability seem to be okay up here from what we've seen. So anyway, we're not sure what to do about that because Dunk asked a very good question of like, did I kill the dragon? Or the guy's like, I don't know. That's not, I didn't get all that. These prophetic dreams be real choppy. I just gotta I'm telling you what I got. I'm telling you what I got. So anyway, I feel like that's something that will come up again. This is twice we've had someone do a prophecy, although I believe more in what Darren saw over the lady who was walking around the tourney. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that something about that. The dragon is probably representative, not a literal dragon, because we know at this point they're all dead and Daenerys' eggs have not hatched yet. So interesting. But digressing, thanks to that and Egg going out and making the promise he's going to find more people, Egg managed to get Lionel Baratheon to show up. And listen, my man loves a party, okay? If it's a fighting party, a drinking party, a sex party, whatever it is, my man's down, right? So I love that he showed up mostly because he wanted to have some fun. But again, I think we've seen since episode 1 that he's become very close to Dunk very quickly. So yeah, as I said, I think that Dunk didn't recognize how much people hate Aerion, right? A lot of these people are not fighting per se because of Duncan as much as they are to say screw the Targaryens in the only way they can. So that was good, but we see that of course with the deficit of a soldier, the cousin of the guy who defected, he offered to be knighted so he could take his place. But first of all, that almost got my boy Dunk in trouble because I'm 99% certain he was never knighted, so he doesn't know the words. And he would have been caught right there. But thankfully, serendipitously, Lionel had to step in. And like I said, I really love that they had Lionel talking about the vows that a knight's supposed to take while we're seeing Dunk actually exemplify that. And anyways, we find out that, Arion's being a complete asshat. And he's like, nope, I'm not going to take a last minute knighted person. It has to be an established knight. If you can't bring him in, then you have to forfeit and you're dead. And so we see that Dunk does one last appeal. He actually speaks to the nobility there and he tries to appeal to what he thinks is a sense of real honor and duty that knights are supposed to have. And we saw a couple episodes back that both Egg and the Squire kind of laughed at him when he talked about, honorable and knights, because they were like, boy, that kind of stuff don't exist no more. Like I said in the episode, most of these knights have either bought their positions or they've inherited them. They did nothing to earn them, and therefore a lot of them don't actually care about these vows that exist. So still, Dunk tried and he gave his speech and it was great. And, for a moment we got faked out by a man who looked like he might have actually been inspired, but it turns out he just wanted to make fun of Dunk. Probably one of the people I mentioned, who had inherited his position. And, Dunk's kind of like, he finally kind of takes off the nice glove. He takes off the kid gloves and he's like, y'all are cowards, basically. He's like, y'all a bunch of dickholes. You can't stand up for what's good now? For what? For these people? For this loser? For Aerion? Really? And you can see their faces at first. They're kind of like, damn, like that's kind of insulting. But of course, they're more scared of what the Targaryens might do. And we see that last minute clutch. A Targaryen himself shows up, the heir to the throne, says, all right, I'm gonna ride with you. Why? Because like I said, since he met him, Baelor has been moved by Dunk. And I don't even think he understands why he's doing this right now, truthfully. I think deep down, he's like, wait, why am I doing this? That's why his own brother was like, have you taken leave of your senses? And he's like, bitch, shut up. I hate you and I hate your kids. Respectfully, I hate you and I hate your kids except for Egg. So anyways, that was a great surprise. And we all know he's definitely got the skill because we found out from that first episode that he was a tourney person before he had to do more of his royal duties. So it's going to be a pretty decent fight going forward. And we're seeing that Dunk looks very, very determined. The fact that it showed that he kept hearing Tenzel scream in his ear, I feel like it's going to come from a very deep place when he decides to fight these people. And that's what's necessary because listen, honor's gotta win, right? It's gotta win some of the time. But it's just a side note, when I was saying about like him having a determined face and like being focused, I love that they showed him seeing Sir Arlen and then Sir Arlen's response was, that was so funny because I'm like, it's so accurate. Because Sir Arlen would have been like, first of all, I never would have been in this position. There's no way I would have risked my life and my safety for some random, but since you're here, do your thing, I guess. That was absolutely hilarious. I really love that his flashbacks to Arlen are like very accurate with the exception of the things that he kind of exaggerates about, but they're very accurate to, I think, the way that Sir Arlen really was. So that's just a really fun kind of comedic tidbit they keep sprinkling in the show that I appreciate. But yeah, there was a great episode. They left us on a cliffy, which is annoying, but it's very much building the anticipation for the next episode and seeing how my guy does in this tournament. And considering the fact that he has descendants, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that he survives, but yeah, I feel like it's going to be very intense. So I'm looking forward to it. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. I really enjoyed the episode. If you did enjoy watching with me, please show some love and I will see you in the next one.